What's the role of the Flint?
Flint.
He's a trickster.
He's a, yeah.
In all of, with the lore and the Indian lore, there's always this person with the yin and the yang, and who's mischievous, right? And
He's yeah. He's not. He's angry. He is anger. Don't get me wrong. He is angry. He's destructive. He plays too much. He makes mistakes constantly. He goes. You know, Flint is, I'm like Sky Woman, I have a great affection for Flint. Flint is he's wrong-headed, wrong way, and that's why they call him Bad Mind, you know, Bad Mind. But not evil, like that's, you know, evil is such a strange and pervasive, people use it and it's like a blanket. You throw the word evil over somebody and there is no other.
That's all there are. They are.
Yeah, and it's just intense to me. But and we don't really use that. They always make a point of saying he's bad mind. He killed his mother when the story of Scott, because Flint and Sapling is the creator, Flint is his brother. That's how you know, there's the creator and there's his brother, the mischievous one. And they were born out of Sky Woman's daughter. Sky Woman is the first woman.
Didn't she fall from the sky and that's how he was born? Or
no,
not? Oh,
no, she fell from the sky and her daughter was in her stomach, and then the West Wind came along and apparently was feeling a little sociable in the springtime, and the daughter got pregnant, and the you know, the creator, the twins were in her stomach, and the creator was heading out, being the creator, and said, "Good mind sees a path, there I go." And Flint was impatient, and so he cut his way out through his mother's armpit with a little flint rock.
Oh, therefore the name Flint.
Flint. And he killed her on the way out. Oddly enough, though, Sky Woman's affection has always, in our stories too, she has a great affection for Flint versus the creator. And I always found that's kind of gives you the personality of the nation there. It's kind of like, yeah, good minds, we love our good mind, we love our leaders, but you can't, these are our kids, you know. So there's a great generosity of spirit in that element of acceptance for the wrong-headed one, you know.
Yeah, I was learning a little bit about the folklore through one of my good friends, Chantel up in Winnipeg. She's Métis Cree.
Oh, like tennis, yeah?
Yes, like tennis, yeah. So she kind of intrigued me with a lot of the lore, and very interesting. So the role of the trickster is really to add that kind of yin and yang into the atmosphere. And
also, I think to me he's there sort of stirring up things to a head. Like I'm sort of using him almost literally as there to sort of, you know, there was a complacency at the beginning of the play. It's sort of moderate acceptance, but with art coming back, Flint, things start getting stirred up, and Flint is now called into play because of the emotions, and that's how we get to what we get to.
He was playing around with, the Haudenosaunee, or they were hemp gatherers, no? Or
no, he was playing with the tobacco.
Oh, that was tobacco. But tobacco was revered.
Yeah, it's sacred.
It's sacred, right?
Yeah.
So this is a trilogy, and the next one is Ashes.
Yes.
Right? Can you say something about, at this point, Ashes, or are you reluctant to do that, to take the element of surprise out of it, or do you want to say a bit about it?
I can. It's essentially, Connie appears in it, but she's not the primary focus in Ashes. At this time we focus on Brewster and Gary, and I think of them as the twins on their journey. But Brewster and Gary both are sort of by circumstances forced to leave the reservation for a little while. Brewster voluntarily, Gary less so. And yeah, and it's sort of the aftermath of what's going on.
That burning down of the longhouse.
Exactly.
Yeah. And there was an introduction, of course, Brewster being somewhat of an alcoholic. I don't know if that was just intentionally I don't know why, or was it anything to do with that, an affliction of also
Yeah.
many of parts of society, but also of the Native Americans or
I got
Métis
it.
Cree or.
Yeah, I got it for that one. Everybody is still.
You got it for that one. What does that mean?
Well, the Indians are all like, yeah, another drunk Indian, Vickie. It's like,
Well.
and it's like, yes, because it's still there, but
Well, for good reason too, I would think. When you've been so dispossessed of your soul, of your land, of so many things in life, totally unfair. So those create feelings that's often intolerable, and sometimes the only way that some people can handle those intolerable feelings is to resort to substances. It's not just so many people in the United States, huge amounts of people, no matter what socioeconomic class they're from, that's what they do.
Yeah,
They self-medicate because of these terrible feelings they have. So.
Yeah, and I think Brewster and Brewster, he's carrying a lot with him that'll show up in the second play, but it's very telling that I still make it clear that he could have been a clan. He has the ability and the talent, because I am saying something about the waste. I see it like I know members of my own family who go too far, shall we say, down that rabbit hole.
Oh, my family too. Oh yeah, my mother
and
was
it's always the gifted ones. Always you never notice. It's always those the ones that everybody says, oh, that one's so gifted, and they could have. And it's like, yeah. Why is that? And so that's why Brewster's there, and it gets further examined as we go.
It's interesting. My mother was an artist, actually, when you talk about gifted, and she maintained her art.
Yeah.
Her art after she got sober. It took her a long time.
Yeah, and I wonder if it's that sensitivity or something.
Sensitivity, yes. Yeah, I think it is. I think they're more thin-skinned into their own emotions and may not being able to handle them because of whatever happened in there. I know what happened with my mother. She had quite a lot of trauma in her life. Her mother died early, and her stepmother was very cold, and on and on and on. So yeah, I could see the reasons there. Thank you for telling me about Ashes, because I think the folks on YouTube would get a little taste of something to come, that follows Smoke, those who've seen it, and so that's nice. Thank you.
Oh, absolutely.
So you're doing a lot. Do you have anything else in the works that you're doing right now?
Yeah, my play Standoff at Highway 37 is going to be featured at the Native Voices Festival in Native Voices at the Autry in LA, going in May 22nd through June 2nd.
That's when it's going to run?
Yeah, they're going to do, it's more a development thing, but I'm going to be working with Shirley Feldman from La Jolla Playhouse, and just sort of, we did a couple readings in town. It went over extremely well, and then we did it in Ohio for their 9th annual, the Ada, Ohio, small town that doubled in population when they built the college, and it had 2 Klan rallies in the past 5 years. I was like, what? When I got there. But they had funding for arts, and they brought us out there. They wanted to do Natives in their 9th year of their theater festival. And this play was written they gave me gave me money, said, we'd like maybe 1 or 2 of our students to be able to appear in it. So I wrote non-Native characters for the first time. And then Mayor Bloomberg said that comment about taking a cowboy hat and going up to the Seneca, or telling the governor to take a shotgun and a cowboy hat and tell the Indians that this is the law of the land. And so suddenly my nice little funny play that I was writing about, little comedy, it's still a comedy, but it became about land claims and Haudenosaunee guardsman having to take arms against his own people on a reservation because some land was annexed and they're claiming it back, and so yeah, that piece is going to be interesting when it goes in LA. But we'll see how it goes.
Good. Well, I wish you luck on it. Yeah, sounds very interesting.
I hope they get the funny too.
If you were to spend time with a playwright, who would you choose and why?
It's really hard because there are so many good ones. I mean, even now, like living ones, there's so many good ones. I love Georges. I love Carol Churchill. I think she's amazing.
I'm going to shut the door.
Okay. But yeah, like Carol Churchill. But if ultimately, I guess Eugene O'Neill, may he rest in peace. Just because I love his work, even though it's a little hackneyed and could use an editor, but it's still incredibly beautiful, incredibly real, and it was always very, very personal to him. So I'd want to find out how he dealt with, because I tend to throw my underwear up on the stage as well. So I would like to.
I like that underwear on the stage. I mean, so many people have to keep so many things close to the vest, you know, and I mean, theater is really about, I think, being able to reveal people and all their difficulties in emotional life, and so, you know, it's not like you want to be up there with everybody behind the president and somebody has died and everybody's going to keep a stiff upper lip because they're not going to show any feelings.
Right, yeah.
That's what I think about. So yeah. I like throwing that underwear.
Yes.
Not that you have to let everything hang out.
No, but
there's
yeah.
a time and a place for everything. But
Yeah.
honesty and being genuine and authentic, I think, requires that you let that underwear. That's my opinion.
Let it fly.
Let it fly, yeah, because that's real.
Yeah.
You know, that's real. So if you had one day of free time during the week, how would you spend it?
Oh my gosh, one day of free time. I would love to just go straight out on a boat on the water and just sit, I think. Just sit on the water, calm, peaceful, catch my breath, make sure I had nice snacks, of course, but, you know, just, yeah.
That sounds lovely. That sounds lovely. Maybe I'll join you.
Sure.
There's enough room in the boat. It's nice just to go out by yourself, though, too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and just sit and contemplate and
Just breathe, basically.
breathe, right? So thank you so much, Vickie. I appreciate your coming here and taking the time, and you've clarified so much for me about the play and about life, and from your perspective. So it's very nice to be here. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you for having me.
Okay, you're welcome.
It's been fun.
And this is a YouTube channel, Therapy for the Heart. It's Mark Sell. And if you like the channel, please press the like button. I would like that, as I usually say, and it's nice to have all your followers following the channel. This is a little bit of a different presentation because we haven't done, this is one of the times that we haven't done theater before like this. So this is new and original, and I hope you'll get something out of it, and hope you can see smoke. And I'll be speaking a little bit more about smoke when I do the introduction to this this particular playhouse about smoke. Okay, so we're going to sign off now. Thank you very much.
Bye.